Hello everyone, it's Autumn. For my informational speech, I decided to talk about North Korea, particularly in this case, the genocide of North Korea. First, I'm going to start off with the history of North Korea. It was established in 1948, following the 1945 division of the Korean Peninsula after the Japanese rule. After the defeat of World War II, they developed a cult of personality and developed the Juche, which is a self-reliant ideology. And after the fall of the Soviet Union, North Korea lost major aid, which brought them to a severe famine and extreme isolation from all other countries. The leaders of North Korea first started with Kim Il-sung, which was from 1948 to 1994. After that, his son, Kim Jong-il, was from 1994 to 2011, and then his son, Kim Jong-un, was from 2011 to present. It is passed on from generations to leadership. And the catalyst of the genocide of North Korea was Kim II, which he established the system that rejected civil rights for anyone opposing the government, which created lots of public executions for anyone that just spoke out against them. And these leaders were treated better than God. Their pictures had to be above their beds in rooms in North Korea, so they were pictured as Jesus or better than Jesus. Life inside North Korea has never been really good. The state controls all media, radio, and television, are often modified to receive only government-approved channels, which is why today we don't know a lot about North Korea, and this is really hard information to get because of the amount of censorship that occurs in North Korea. Propaganda begins in kindergarten, with children taught to worship the Kim family and view Americans and South Koreans as evil. Citizens must attend regular meetings, often weekly, to discuss the principles and what they should follow, talking about how we should respect our leaders, put their pictures in certain spaces. There are also rules that their pictures have to be cleaned and dusted for checkings. If not, you can get in very big trouble with the government of North Korea. During the genocide, particularly in 1994 to 1998, was the famine, and it was the prioritization of the military over civilians and restriction for food distribution. It led to the starvation of 2 to 3.5 million people in North Korea. They also created gulags, which are the prison camps in North Korea, and these weren't just used as prison camps for just criminals. They were for lots of people for doing very short and very minor crimes. Inmates are subjected to slave labor, torture, rape, and even starvation, and these gulags are often holded to 200,000 people. Also during the crime, North Korea's security forces to commit systematic forced abortions on women returning from China, particularly when it is seen that a North Korean baby, their father might be Chinese. That is particularly when they are targeting women in North Korea. The regime purged Christians, which are also viewed as enemies of the state, and public executions are held even when someone has a Bible or is known to have read one. After the genocide, it was a very, very short after. There was lots of denial throughout the government. They rejected the idea of their gulags. They said it wasn't true. They said the abortions weren't not true. And Kim Jong-un and top officials have been punished by the U.S. and other countries by sanctions, asset freezes, blacklisting, and a lot more. It is very hard to get into North Korea, so that's why they have to do these subjective targets to punish North Korea. There was a survivor story who was Ji Seong-ho, who lost his left leg and his hand during the famine in 1994 from trying to find food. He was working on railroads as a younger kid, and when he was on the railroads working for coal, he got ran over by a train. Oh my gosh. The present status of North Korea is still very tough. They maintain fearful obedience through punishments, torture, executions, unjust imprisonment, and forced labor. Sexual and domestic violence against women is completely normalized across North Korea, which involves those forced abortions. And there are many few returnees to North Korea, but if you were to return to North Korea after living there, you will be severely punished, which can be as severe as leading to death. I hope you enjoyed this little information about North Korea. It's a tough subject, but it is nice to get insight from other countries so we can better learn on how to protect our own. And it is also interesting to learn about another country, in this case, who has lots of censorship. So I hope that you learned a lot of information today. Thank you.
Are we allowed to ask questions?